Welcome back, Awesominator fans, to another Lost in Space blog. Today, we will be talking about an episode that doesn't suck! Oh, thank goodness. Alright, let's get it started. We start off where we left off last week, flying around in space in the Jupiter 2, and we're hovering above a planet. Now, in the midst of all this, Dr. Smith is talking to the robot, and he says, now, you're going to have to check up on me every hour on the hour, okay? So remember that for later, because that's actually really important. So they're flying around, and then John comes down and talks to Dr. Smith. He's just like, hey, man, can we send the robot down to this planet to see if we can, like, land there? Because, our ship's really fucked up. We need to fix it. And he's like, no, he's broken. But he was just fine a couple. No, he's broken. I'm actually trained to handle it. He's broken. Shut up. So that's how the scene went down. Well, not exactly. So the robot doesn't work quite right, according to Dr. Smith. So John says, "All right, fine. I'll go down there and do it myself." So he loads himself up and gets himself these things that they call parajets, which are like on the side of your arm here, and they shoot out rocket stuff or whatever. So he's flying around in space, and it looks like they parked about a mile away from the planet, so it's going to take him a goddamn month to get down there. Don't worry, it doesn't take him a month. He just flies down there, and in like a couple minutes, he gets too close to the planet, and he needs to fire the parajets, but what a surprise! They're not working! Ropes that don't break, doors that will open, parajets that'll actually work. Can't make those in the futuristic year of 1997. So he's trying to fly down there and it's not working, and it's just like, okay, well, he's probably going to die. So they're just like, well, we should probably go down there and see if he's alright, right? And Dr. Smith's like, what are you talking about? He's gone. Without his weight, we can go back to Earth, man. And they're just like, we don't want to go back to Earth. We want to go save him. He's like, yeah, fuck you. We're going back to Earth. He calls the robot out there, and he's threatening them to have the robot kill him unless they go back to Earth. Fortunately, Don, as a competent enough person, puts Dr. Smith in some sort of a chokehold, makes him tell the robot to go back to his quarters, and then throws Dr. Smith in a freezing tube. Then they go ahead and crash land on the planet. You like my sound effects. So they go and they crash land on the planet, and then they go out in this thing called the chariot. How the hell do I describe that? A greenhouse on wheel, well, not on wheels, on treads, with a bunch of seats and a big camera in the middle of it. That's the chariot. So everyone goes out in that, and they find out that they can't really control the robot because Dr. Smith has it set to his voice only. Now, for whatever reason, Will can control the robot because he's got, I don't know, he sounds like Dr. Smith before he hit puberty or something. I don't friggin' know. So they get Will to command the robot. They go inside the chariot, and they're going around looking for John. And they find something on the scanner. They go to a jungle. Yeah, there's jungles in space. And so they're looking on the scanner, and Don goes out there to see what the hell it is. And this is, and they meet the worst member of the friggin' crew by far, the monkey. Yeah, there's monkeys in space. Basically, if you take a chimpanzee and I always thought it looked like Galactus's hat because it's really tall and then it's got things coming off the side of it, a hat on it like that. Just look up a picture of the monkey from Lost in Space if you're curious. But they get this monkey and it's got a hat on and they're supposed to call it an alien. He's just like, it's just this little shit here. So then Penny's just like, oh, it's darling. Can I have it, Mom? And Mom's like, no, you can't have that nasty little space monkey. So they're getting ready to leave, and then Mom changes her mind. She's like, okay, fine, you can have the space monkey. And then Penny's just like, I don't want it anymore. And Maureen's just like, okay, Dawn, go get her the stupid space monkey. So he gets her the space monkey, and then Penny's all happy. Oh, I'm going to call you Debbie. And that's where the monkey comes from. And the monkey all the time makes a hideous friggin' blooping noise and never fucking stops. What does it sound like? Well, it sounds like this. Shut up! Oh my god. It doesn't do it that much in this episode, but it will in the future, trust me. So, they then later find out that not Don, John, why do they have such similar names? John is actually there. He's just behind a bunch of rocks on some kind of a cliff. And guess what? The cliff is electrified. I'm not even kidding. It's an electrified cliff. So, Don goes over to help John up from the cliff, and he needs a rope, so he calls back to the cherry. He's like, hey man, give me a rope. And they're just like, okay, let's send the robot over there. Why the hell they'd send the slow-moving robot over there, I don't know. Then the robot realizes, oh my god, I gotta go check Dr. Smith on the hour, every hour. So he turns around and goes back to the spaceship and frees Dr. Smith from the freezing tube. Now, while this is happening, Judy actually says, hey man, someone should probably go give him that rope, right? So she grabs the rope, goes over there, helps Don, helps her dad, and everyone's okay. And also, this is the first episode that gives us the little hint that Don and Judy are gonna have a relationship. Um, which let me just give you my thoughts on that right now. I always thought that Judy was a little older than I am. She's like 18, 19 years old, whilst Don is like in his 30s. So I never understood why anyone would think they'd have a relationship with each other. It's just really creepy and doesn't make any sense to me. This 18-year-old girl wanting to go out with this like 35-year-old man. Whatever. Girls don't make any sense. Guys don't make any sense. No one makes any friggin' sense on this show. So Dr. Smith is just like, okay, look, robot, we're gonna have to get off of this damn planet here and go back to Earth. Now, can you fly this ship? No, I can't fly this ship. What the hell you mean you can't fly the ship? And the robot says, well, the only one who can fly the ship is Don. And he's like, okay, here's what I want you to do. You're gonna look for people to be alone. And then once you're alone, you're gonna axe them off. So basically, he wants everyone except Don dead so he can get off the planet. Dr. Smith, this is before he was a goofball. This is back when he was a bad guy. So basically, everyone go ahead and well, they're coming back to the ship in the chariot when they get hit with a tumbleweed. Yeah, it's a tumbleweed in space, and it takes out all the power in the ship. So John is just like, okay, let's go back to our spaceship, man. And Will is just like, oh, but Dad, I think I can fix the chariot. We just have to do this, that, and the other. And no, we're going back to the ship, damn it. Oh, but it only take a little while. You're going back to the ship, and that's final. So they go back to the ship, and Will is still pissed that Dad won't let him try and fix the chariot. So at that night, he goes out and tries to fix the thing, without anyone knowing, of course. Unfortunately, the robot is also out at night, and he's looking for people to axe off for Dr. Smith's purposes. And he finds Will, and he's coming towards him. He's gonna friggin' electrify him. He's shooting lightning out his hands. Oh yes, also, weird ways Lost in Space influenced everything else. Lightning coming out of your hands. It's the Emperor, right? No, it's the robot from Lost in Space. There we go. So he's coming towards Will. He's gonna electrify him, and the show ends. What happens next? You're gonna have to find out next week. Same time, same channel, same Awesomenator, same stupid friggin' monkey. All right, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.